Hey guys, what's going on? This is Andrew, also known as the Protestant Way. Today, I wanted to talk about something that I've really been trying to avoid talking about simply because I don't like talking about this very much, and because this is like very, very, very controversial, and I know I'll get hatred from this if someone actually watch this video. Now, before I get started, I wanted to just say that this video, as you can see in the title, is going to be about abortion. Before you think I'm going to go on a rant saying about how I'm pro-life and how, people shouldn't be able to have abortions or stuff like that, and because I'm, a right-wing, whatever. But, now, I am actually very torn on that subject of abortion. And here's why. The reason why I am pro-life is because I don't like the idea of killing babies. Now I know what some of you people may say or think is that, oh well, they're still in the first, they're still being developed. They don't even have a heartbeat yet. Don't even have feelings or whatever. They're not actually a human yet. They're just a stack of cells. I'm not gonna get too technical here, because I don't know everything about abortions. I learned a lot in school about abortions, though, because we had a debate on it in my one psychology type class, I guess, and it was very serious. I learned a lot in that, and we had to research like 50 facts on abortion. Like each and every person had to have 50 facts about abortion to stand up and say something about it. That's how like big this was. So I know what I'm talking about here to some extent. Like I said, I don't know everything. But anyways, see, I think that we should not. I do not think we should kill babies, because to me, life begins at the moment when the cells first start dividing. As soon as the sperm cell meets up with the egg cell and they start dividing, that is where I believe that life begins. At conception. Therefore, to me, you are killing babies whenever you abort them, whenever you abort them, because, you're not going to abort a little cell. Yeah. But, so what I'm trying to say is that I am pro-life, but I also agree with some of the things that pro-choice says. Because I'm somewhere in the middle. I tend to be the kind of person that sees both sides of the story, make my own conclusion of my own, and then staying somewhere in the middle. That way I can fairly, judge everybody equally. So anyways, I get what pro-choice people are, trying to say. Women should have the right to decide how they, decide what happens to their own body. But at the same time, it's not their own body that they're killing. Because if life starts at, at conception, then that baby's body is their own body. It's not your body. It's someone else's body. They're inside you, they're inside your body, but it's not your body, if that makes sense. Like, I agree that women should have the choice in certain situations to have an abortion. Now, by that I mean if the pregnancy is dangerous to both you and the baby, meaning that if you gave birth, the baby would not survive either, and you wouldn't survive, then I think it would be okay to have an abortion. If it was that serious that both you and the baby would die. But again, that's your choice. That is still your choice. If there's a chance that the baby will live, but you don't want, to kill the baby, and so you'd rather die or something like that, then that's your choice. More power to you. But at the same time, see, America as a country is really, really, really stupid. My generation, in an example, is really stupid. Because, now, growing up in school, we talk about we learned about we had sex education, and we learned about abstinence, and we learned about like using protections like birth control pills and condoms and stuff like that. And we also learned like how everything was done. That was not a very fun class to be taught whenever you're sitting beside a friend who is a female. That's actually very awkward. But anyways, my generation believes that you should be able to do whatever you want with your body, no matter what it is, regardless of what anyone says. That includes having sex. Now, instead of having abortion would go down dramatically if we actually taught and enforced abstinence. Because let's think about this for a second. If a lot of abortions, or some, I'm going to probably guess a fair majority or a fair amount of abortions are because teenagers are going out and having sex and getting pregnant. If teenagers are having sex, they don't have to worry about getting pregnant, and therefore, you don't need to worry about having an abortion. Therefore, maybe we should stop teaching, oh, if you get pregnant, it's okay, we can just kill the baby and, so and all. Or maybe, as another alternative, if you don't want the baby, you should put it up for adoption. Yeah, because find someone that actually wants the baby. Don't just kill it because you don't want it. If that makes sense. Now, once again, I understand both sides of the situation. I do. And what I'm trying to say is, if like it's a dangerous thing, if it's a dangerous thing to you and the baby, and if you want to have an abortion, that's your choice. But if you are just going out and having sex and you get pregnant because you're just like getting it on with every single guy you can, and with that, or you're not using protection, and you get yourself pregnant, that's your own fault. So deal with it yourself. Because if you're dumb enough to go out having sex, knowing that you'll get pregnant, or knowing that you have a very high chance of getting pregnant, then you should not make another human being pay for decisions you made. If you kill a baby just because you had sex and then you got pregnant, that's your fault. I understand getting an abortion because it's a dangerous thing, because the pregnancy is dangerous. I do not understand why we think we can go out and get pregnant, why girls think they can go, or people can go out and have sex and get pregnant so carefree, but then they decide, oh, well, I don't know, having this baby might impact my life a little bit. I don't want that to happen. Well, that's too bad. You engaged in the action. You had sex. You got pregnant. You deal with it. Now, I know in my school there were a couple girls in my grade, I think, that got pregnant in high school, and that was just, it happened. I mean, I definitely don't think any less, or think they're dumb for having done that. They are all, and they are wonderful parents. They are great mothers, from what I see and hear. I mean, I'm not saying, if your argument on why you don't want to have a baby is because you're too young to be a good mother, is kind of bullcrap. Because if other people can do it, then there's no excuse why you can't do it. I'm talking like your physical abilities as a mother, not financial situations. Because, yeah. And I believe that we should be able to support mothers, give people money. Well, we already have food stamps, WIC, and other, aids like that. That's great. We should have those. We should keep those. Because not everybody that has a baby at a younger age is going to be able to support them. So I guess to kind of end this video, what I'm trying to say is that, like I said, if it's dangerous, if the pregnancy is bad, whatever, then I think you should be able to get an abortion. However, if you're just going out and having sex sex, and and just like with the thoughts, and you know that you could get pregnant, then I think you should have to deal with it yourself. Without be able. What I mean is, you should deal with the pregnancy yourself without having to get an abortion. Because after all, if you don't want the baby, you can just give it up for adoption. I know that sounds like I'm making it sound easy, and I know it's not, and I know that like giving birth isn't all that great either. But just if you don't, there are other alternatives to abortion. That's what I'm trying to say here. If you can't support the baby, and at least give it up for adoption, don't kill it, because there is a benefit to carrying like your first child all the way through the pregnancy. There is a study going around that those who, and it's like kind of like in the process yet, but women that have a baby, like they keep like they're pregnant the whole way, they have a full pregnancy, they have a higher immunity to breast cancer. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean they'll never get breast cancer, but it's just like they're less likely to get breast cancer. That's just a study. You can look it up yourself. I'm not gonna go into all the specifics on that, but that's one thing I found out when we were doing the debate, is that there's a study going around about that. So you guys can look it up yourself. So yeah. But anyways, I think that's about settles it. Ends this video. Wow, I can't even talk. If you like what you saw, leave a like. Feel free to subscribe if you want more content like this, or if you want different content. Let me know in the comments below. Tell me what you want me to talk about, and I'll try to make that happen. Until next time, I will see you guys later, and have a good day.